Alright, well, hey everyone, how's it going? Sean here with another GP vlog video. And what you're looking at right now is an Ls4 with the tranny hooked up, sitting here on a pallet. Actually, it's kind of sitting on the engine stand with the pallet right here. Kind of sitting down here. But anyway, so we did end up getting the engine and tranny out. I will say there were some things that I definitely learned along the way. I had a lot of help from Ryan. I've done this. This would be the fourth time now. The fourth time that I've pulled one of these out with the tranny in place out the top. And I will say that every time I learned something new, and there's no doubt about that. So that's really helping me put together a video for you guys to kind of go step by step as far as how to get these things out. Some of you are actually really interested in that, and while it won't be the Bible standard on how to get these out, it'll definitely help you understand what's all involved and so on. But so yeah, the motor is out. This is what it looks like in here. It's pretty dirty. This is one of those things where I've got some engine bay degreaser and so on. It'll take a good cleaning to clean all this out. I was inspecting the power steering, looking at that, the power steering pump and all the lines and stuff, and they don't look like they're damaged or leaking in any way. As far as I can tell, the Magnasteer system back there looks like it's still in pretty good shape, so I don't think anything's going to be required there. Now, when we were pulling this out, what we did notice is that there's quite a bit of oil leaking. Let me get on the other side here. This thing is almost right up to my garage door. Get on the other side here. You can see there's a fair amount of oil all around this. And what we actually discovered is that the oil is actually leaking from the oil pressure sending unit right there. It's actually leaking from that point right there. I don't know if I'll be able to get in close enough for you to be able to see this or not. Let's see if I can zoom in on this. You see how the threads are still showing through the sensor? Either this is the wrong sensor or there's something stuck down in there or something else. I'm not 100% sure. But Ryan actually pulled this off, and I didn't see if he saw the screen, the last chance filter underneath there or not, but it looks like it's not seating properly, and you can see where oil has been leaking down here, and it's just been leaking all over the place, down, obviously, all over the oil pan, everywhere else. And what surprises me, to be honest, is that really nobody even noticed it, because the oil leaked pretty bad. But what I did notice is that it only leaked when it was running, or after it had been running. So it wasn't until we got everything all apart. I mean, that's something that we probably could have noticed without pulling the motor, but tracing it with it out like this definitely helped. Now, another thing is there's actually oil that's kind of caked on the valve covers, which kind of, it's got to be leaking from somewhere else as well, looking at that, because oil wouldn't leak down this and then leak back up. At least I don't think. Somebody can correct me on that if that's even a possibility. But I don't know if oil is leaking from somewhere else. It might be the valve covers that are actually leaking as well. I'm not really sure. Something we have to pull apart and see, what's going on. But anyways, so yeah, the motor is out. Obviously, the tranny and the engine mounts need to be replaced. I don't know if that guy is on the Ls4 forums still sells those. I'll have to find out. The poly mounts that he makes and then ships out. So I don't know. Of course, we had the infamous oil pickup tube, or not pickup tube, dipstick problem where it wouldn't come out. It wasn't until we got the damn motor out that we were able to get it out of there. I had the same problem with mine. I don't know how in the hell I got it out, but I did get it out. And the key is to not break it off in the block. That's what you don't want to do. So Anyway, this is without a doubt a pulled motor. Likely what ended up happening is whoever owned this car, under warranty or something, they obviously replaced the entire motor, because you can see numbers here that actually match all over, like these chalk numbers that are typically for salvage yards, that they they have a complete engine sitting on a shelf somewhere, and so they mark everything what it is. The oil pump has the same, or not the oil pump, the water pump has the same matching numbers. So I'm thinking that this was a pull from, obviously a salvage yard or something. I'm not sure about the tranny or not, but this does have 180,000 miles on it, this thing here. So there's no way that that's the original tranny, or that nothing's been done with it. It wouldn't surprise me if they rebuilt it to stock, probably at around 80 to 120,000 miles. The tranny is already shot. So, it's doing the typical thing that my Grand Prix did before I rebuilt it, where you can get about, about a mile down the road, and then you lose all forward momentum, all forward gears. You shut it off, wait a couple seconds, turn it back on, and you've got forward momentum again. I've got a long video on that, demonstrating that, driving around the neighborhood. But, so yeah, I'm not exactly sure 100% about the history of this, but it's definitely going to need a little bit of work. There's no doubt about that. You can see here where the oil, it's got to be leaking from in here somewhere. It has to be. I can't see oil spraying all over this, because, the intake doesn't even look that bad, unless somebody had it apart and they cleaned it. I'm not sure, but anyway, a lot of questions, obviously, and we're just gonna dive into it and see what's going on with it. So, like I said, everything in this engine bay needs to be cleaned up. A few parts need to be replaced. I was stupid and I ended up breaking off of the radiator. I don't remember where we set the radiator. I've got parts everywhere. The radiator's around here, but the return line on the radiator that's on the top, I ended up breaking that off by accident. And all I was doing was pulling out the hose, and it snapped right off. So it was obviously fragile. Now, it's got the stock transmission lines and all that other stuff. Everything's still there. Of course, in my Grand Prix, I've got an aftermarket that I ended up getting a cooler, a 4-inch cooler. I got that from oh shit, I'm drawing an absolute blank. Anyways, I have a 4-inch cooler. It's getting late, so I'm tired. But anyway, so yeah, all that's taken care of. Now, what I did do, and you guys are probably gonna think I'm absolutely nuts. Let's go wide, boys. See that down there? Yep. That is a cam. I know. I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying. Here's my high pressure oil pump. I know exactly what you're saying. What did I just do? Believe it or not, I got a cam, not a stock cam. This is a 212, 218 cam. So like a truck cam. But there it is. I got a complete rebuild kit. All the parts are right here in the box, except for the timing set. I forgot to order that, so I got to order that. I got a complete top end rebuild kit, new springs, obviously new cam, the 212 218 cam, the DoD delete kit. So I've got Ls4 lifters. It's gonna have Ls2 timing set. Basically a top end rebuild. I'm thinking about taking the heads down and having them checked to see what's going on with them, if anything at all, if there's any problems with those. That's all just kind of stuff that I'm going to kind of work on as time goes on, and see if I do need to do anything with the heads, which I doubt that I do. So yes, I actually watched a video on a Grand Prix. Actually, it's very easy. If you type in on YouTube Grand Prix GXP cammed, one of the results you'll see a Plum Grand Prix with aftermarket wheels. I think the guy's name is Bo, and he is from the Michigan area, not too far from me. And his Grand Prix convinced me to go cam. Another reason that convinced me, after doing more research, was the fact that for just a little bit more money, I could get an actual mild cam. I didn't want anything aggressive. I didn't want anything that's going to when I'm sitting there at idle. But listening to his, I said to myself, wow, that actually adds a brand new character to the sound, and I actually really liked it. And, as you guys know, I was always in love with the stock sound of this LS running. I just like the sound. Not a lot of people like it because it sounds like a truck motor. Not a lot of people like it, but I really do like it. There's something about it. It's very unique. So I wanted to stick to that stock sound. And so I was avoiding a cam altogether. And then when I heard his, I was like, wow, it's not too much. It's